It's the Nice Guys podcast, and in the eternal words of Wiz Khalifa, usually I'm smoking weed on the intro, but tonight, Noah, I'm drinking water.
Cheers, mate. Me too. I'm not. It's a rarity. Both of us are drinking water.
We are hydrated on a Thursday night. Thank God. I'm happy to see that you're drinking water on a weekday night. Finally, during a podcast.
This is my Sunday.
We are back at you this week with an episode that sort of gets back to our roots in more ways than one. We're going to be talking about some college football. We've neglected it all year because it's been
Shitty.
Yeah, weird season. Not really that much too interesting. I haven't been really invested in it outside of trying to watch the WVU games. With work, it's tough sometimes, but I've been watching the WVU games. I watched some games last weekend. It got me back in the mood. Alabama, Georgia, and Florida State, North Carolina got me back in the mood for college football.
Maybe I have a theory. Maybe it doesn't feel like football, like college football, because we hate the Big Ten, and it's not fun to hate on like teams that just suck ass. So it's like maybe since the Big Ten's coming back, we're like, oh shit, fuck the Big Ten.
Well, I don't hate the Big Ten. I hate the big names in the Big Ten. And finally, I guess the reason, maybe what spurred this urge to talk about college football this week is we now have a reason to be mad again at the big name teams in the Big Ten. They are starting up this weekend. They're playing their first games. The Big Ten is going to play an 8-game conference-only slate. I don't know how it's set up with their divisions or whatever, but a couple teams from the Big Ten that typically annoy the shit out of us have found their way into the AP Top 25, even though they haven't fucking played all season when we're 4 games in, the rest of us.
It's funny because I do work with a guy who does say – I like his takes in general, but he said something to me the other day. I was like, I hate you. He was like, yeah. I mean, if the Big Ten doesn't even play this season, I still think Ohio State should be ranked in the top 5. And see, that's the problem.
That's the problem. That's exactly the problem.
That's the problem.
That's bullshit. And Ohio State coming in at number 5 in the rankings. 0-0 Ohio State coming in at number 5. Some other Big Ten teams that are now miraculously in the top 25. Can you guess who else they threw in there? I mean, this shit is predictable at this point.
Nebraska or –
No, not Nebraska. Every fucking year it's the same bullshit.
Wisconsin?
Penn State. Penn State is ranked number 8. Wisconsin, 14th. Michigan, 18th, which is – there's literally no reason for that.
Well, see, then here's where we don't have a problem with it.
Then we get to the best team in the Big Ten, the most lovable team in the Big Ten, our favorite Big Ten team, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, coming back at you, number 21 in the AP top 25. Noah has left the broadcast. Noah has come back to the broadcast.
It's okay. Tried to catch her. She turned the light off on me real quick.
Yeah.
I turned into a shadow.
Again, it's
your imagination.
Again, it's spooky season. Maybe you should try that out for.
It is spooky season. I did forget this.
Yeah.
I did forget this. But we were excited about Minnesota being back.
Yes, absolutely. We'll get to.
Because we're getting our row boat stuff out.
Yeah, we're rowing the boat. We're throwing on the rubber, the sailor rubbers outfit. We're getting the triceps ready, the shoulders, whatever the muscles are that you use to row the boat.
Turning into a Golden Gopher seaman.
We are locked and loaded, excited for Minnesota Golden Gophers football. I don't know much about these teams. Ohio State probably has talent, I guess. Maybe they should be 5, but it's just
you can't it's like every year they're good, but like what qualifies? Just wait a week. Wait for them to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I
But
totally agree with
one
that.
plus that I didn't think about until just now, with these leagues coming back, it pushes Marshall out of the top 25 eventually.
Yeah, I should have done some more research on who they pushed out to get these Big Ten teams in.
Bro, it's just
Um,
so whack seeing Marshall in the top 25, and then you go on like Twitter and shit, and you just see, oh, this is the best team in the state of West Virginia. Shut up, dude.
jokes,
Shut up.
jokes.
I hate them. I hate them more than I hate anybody else.
I don't know if that's true for me. I got a little bit of love for Marshall, except when they start talking that shit.
After being down here, my list of hate goes Pitt 1, Virginia 2, Virginia Tech
Yep.
3, and then Marshall 4, and then question marks at 5. That's
Yeah, we
we'll
don't
leave
really
that up
have
to you.
Texas.
Maybe.
Some of our Big 12 people. Um, so yeah, uh, another conference, lesser news, also getting ready to play, but they won't be playing for another 2 weeks. The Pac-12 is back. They are going to be playing a 6-game conference-only schedule. They're going to be playing each team. Each team will be playing each team in their division, and then one team from the other division. Oregon coming in at number 13, and USC coming in at number 24.
I don't know why they did that
Oregon, Oregon's probably warranted. That's my boys. You know I love Ducks, but
one. Big Duck Guy.
USC can fuck right off because they're not going to do
They're
anything.
not even good. And the thing is, if give me a second. Wait a second. Okay, we're back. The thing is, if these teams go like undefeated or like one loss, like how do you do a bowl game? How do you do like postseason? I just don't understand how you're going to make an argument for some teams, and then teams that have played the whole season,
Right.
without problem. Like let's just fucking say it. If Marshall does go undefeated, which if they could because their conference sucks ass, but if they go undefeated behind freshman quarterback, whatever his fucking name is, how can you make a case for them to get into a bowl game above someone like USC, Oregon, Ohio State?
Well, I think you can make that case, but they're not going to because it's Marshall and they're USC.
That's true. That's why I'm saying, like, it's just a hard sell for, like, some of these teams. I just don't understand, like, I don't know.
Right.
It's a weird world that we're living in right now.
Yeah. Uncertain times.
Uncertain times. In these uncertain times.
This is these rankings, man, this is so 2020. 2020, I can't wait for you to be over.
Nah, I just don't. I mean, I guess they're mostly warranted because they just all love to suck their dicks, but I don't know. We're fine. We're fine.
So to get us started with the college football games this weekend, it's not great. It's still not great, but one that jumped out to us, given our history, if Noah would pay attention to me and not the Eagles game, is Michigan, Minnesota, coming up this Saturday at 7:30 at whatever Bank Stadium in Minnesota. Now, the important thing to remember here, well, the important takeaway I had is that Michigan is favored by 3.5 points in this game. Now, Noah, can you think of another time that a team from the Big Ten East, a big name team from the Big Ten East, came in as a favorite and tried to beat the Gophers on their home turf?
Penn State?
Penn motherfucking State. We called that shit. That was like our first episode. I think that game, us calling that game correctly, us calling the upset with so much confidence, that's the reason we still have a podcast to this day, that we got off on the best foot possible.
I think that might be one of the best moments in our.
Absolutely.
Was that when we were at Almost Heaven eating the crab dip?
Yeah.
That shit was good.
The buffet at Almost Heaven.
Dude,
Jesus
that shit was
Christ.
so good. But yeah, I mean, they're back, baby. They're back. The Rowboat Arena, baby.
The Gophers are back. Listen, the only reason that Michigan is favored in this game is because of the names.
It's because they have their dick down Vegas's throat.
There is no reason. They're on the road. We know what the Gophers do to these teams on the road. Michigan, I looked into them a little bit. Their defense is supposed to be okay, but they got nobody on offense. They don't have anybody back. They've got a no-name at quarterback. Don't know who he is. The sports writers are trying to hype up this one receiver that they've got, but didn't impress me. Minnesota, on the other hand, is returning their superstar projected first-round draft pick, Tanner Morgan, who last year threw for 3,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. I was reading – yeah, you're welcome. Again, this is the quarterback of the +3.5 Minnesota Golden Gophers. I was reading into their program, what they've been doing, and they said that every morning at 6 a.m., the skill position players race the coaches to who can get to the facility to get in the weight room first. That is electric.
I would like to say that is the cringiest shit ever, but because of the Golden Gophers, that's actually like pretty on brand.
That is awesome. 6 a.m. They're in there every day. Tanner Morgan is putting in a 40-hour work week.
You're like, I beat Coach.
I don't think they physically race. I think it's just who can get up the earliest.
That's so stupid. That's like when McCabe like was posting of like his off season last year. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this 450 tattooed on my arm because that's what time I get to the gym every day." Like, motherfucker, that was probably your problem all season, is that you never got any sleep.
That's some Jalen Hurts lifting after the game shit.
Bro, you gotta get sleep. You gotta rest.
But it's the Gophers. I don't care. That shows me heart. They want to win this. Michigan doesn't care. It's PJ Fleck versus Harbaugh. Everybody knows my opinion on Harbaugh. Overrated as fuck. PJ Fleck is the future.
He's the worst one.
Exactly. Yeah, he is. He literally isn't even the best Harbaugh.
The worst Harbaugh.
And yeah, I don't see him pulling out a victory.
I have no clue who's on Minnesota's team besides the fact that it's Minnesota. And
well, they return a lot of guys. They lost their number one receiver. He plays for the Bucs now. But they return a lot of guys.
White guy?
Flag. No.
He's the Bucs receiver.
Okay. You're gonna keep going with this, even though I forgot his name. I was gonna brush over it because I don't know his name. You're just gonna.
All right, we'll just stop.
This is what I'm talking about. Where we got to play off each other. You have to notice that we have to play the 2-man game here. Jesus Christ!
I'm trying. Fuck you.
Sorry, I didn't look up.
Sorry. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know if we want to announce this just yet, but bet of the week, maybe it could be Gophers.
Listen, just wait till the end. We'll tell you.
Gophers by 3.5, or
something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Big time Big 12 matchup this weekend. One that, in my opinion, is going to separate the men from the boys.
I don't know if it separates the men from the boys, but it definitely pulls one team closer to the other in the rankings.
I don't know. We're talking about
the margin will get smaller.
We're talking about Iowa State versus Oklahoma State. In Oklahoma. Shut up, dude.
Well, that makes a difference.
Oklahoma State are frauds. I think they're frauds. Chuba's not doing what he was doing last year. He's doing okay, but they need more than okay out of Chuba this year because they literally don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. Their quarterback has thrown. Leddie Brown has rushed for more yards this season than Oklahoma State's quarterback has thrown for. That's pathetic. He's thrown for like 400 yards.
Well, you say that's pathetic, but Leddie's Heisman candidate right now, in my opinion.
Well, but damn it, dude, again. It's a good stat, all right?
It's a good stat. I'm just saying, like, that's not that bad, though. They played, 3 games?
4 games.
Still, 400 yards, and they're primarily a running team. Like,
yeah,
you can't, you're shitting on them, but, you can't go full shit on them.
They had trouble with us. They barely beat fucking Tulsa. They beat up.
They had trouble with we're the best defense in the nation. They had trouble with the best defense. No shit they did.
Perhaps.
I'm just saying, you have to, give them some sort of credit. You're calling them full total frauds. The reason Chuba couldn't do anything is because we have God tier, defense.
Yeah, but he should have done more against fucking Kansas.
I agree, but, it was the first, real test for them. I count that Tulsa game the same way I count, Iowa State's first game as one, a rust type of game. Iowa State, their only loss this season's coming to Louisiana Lafayette. I mean, come on. It's in the same level of games. I don't think you're giving Oklahoma State enough credit.
Okay. Whatever, fair enough. They're 7th in the country, and I think that's ridiculous. And one thing you're forgetting is that it's Brocktober. Brock Purdy, one of our favorites from last year, is still in action.
Well, you say I forgot, but I most definitely didn't forget. In the Big 12, if we take that fucking game, the Louisiana Lafayette game, and throw it in the bin, can I read the stats?
Proceed.
In the Big 12 this season, he's thrown 62 of 90% passes, so he's on fire throwing to his receivers. 4 touchdowns passing wise, 0 interceptions, and a rushing touchdown and 3 wins.
There you go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling the upset. It's the same line. Oklahoma State's favored by 3.5. I like the Cyclones in this one. I like the Cyclones this year. They beat Oklahoma on their own turf. So for the first time since World War II or something.
They're a good team.
Good team. Don't want to play them. Want to see Oklahoma State because I think Oklahoma State are frauds.
I don't think they're total frauds. I just think they're the best of the worst.
I think they shouldn't be 7th in the country. How about that? Is that fair?
They're better than Oklahoma.
They're better than Oklahoma. Oklahoma's doo-doo.
Oklahoma gets one win. Back in the top 25, baby.
Well, ESPN is trying so hard with the narrative around their fucking quarterback. What's his fucking name?
Fucking shitlord. What is his name?
Baker Shitlord.
Dick
trying to make it happen just because it's Oklahoma. It's not going to work. It's not going to fool us this time. Oklahoma's ass. I don't know what's going on out there, but they're not good. So, yeah. Another big game in the Big 12 this week is Noah. The guys, our fucking guys. WVU taking on Texas Tech. I don't have work. I'm excited to watch the game. Texas Tech hasn't won a game, a real game. And I'm really interested to see what we can do. But before we do that, do you want to talk some Kansas?
I mean, there's only so much you can say on the surface level. I mean, we got down really fast on this team. We're slow start, which we can't have in other games. We are only allotted so many of those.
No.
We wasted one today, or last week. You can't go down to Kansas like that. But they made up for it in the second half, only allowing 11 yards the whole second half, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, on 23 snaps.
On 23 snaps. That is
pure insanity. The new kid on the block, Akeem Mesidor, she likes the defense. That's her call. That
is the call this week.
New kid on the block, Akeem Mesidor. He's second in the Big 12 in sacks, with 4 sacks. Him and the Stills brothers are filling up the middle oh so nicely. I love to see it. Yeah, I mean, I think I like this style of West Virginia football a lot more than what we saw in the you-know-who era at the start of our Big 12 tenure.
This is classic. This is the best defense since 2007, and I said it. And even then, we could be better than them.
Yeah, even that team allowed some points on teams they shouldn't have. But this is West Virginia football to me. This is the run game.
It's hard work
and defense. It's punching in at the coal mine,
dude,
and putting on your hard hat and running the football.
Neil Brown hits so hard. Bro, tell me that he doesn't. Dude, he's exact, like, it's crazy. Like, he speaks to me.
Of course.
Speaks to you. He speaks to everybody. It's crazy. Like, even through, like, coaching styles, it's like, this guy is just such a beast and such a debut legend already. Like, he's so sick.
Right. Well, I think very obviously he's really getting his footing and setting the tone for what his tenure at WVU is going to be like. Last year, really no identity. He was working with old guys. He was working with whatever was thrown at him. But now we're starting to see what the Neil Brown era is really going to look like. And he's turning things around. I got a stat for you. I love this one as an example of how we've turned things around this year. Last year, we were 129th out of 130 FBS teams, or Division I teams, I don't know, in rushes of 10 yards or more. So next to last, currently, Leddie Brown ranks second nationally in runs of 10 yards or more with 17. So
that's so nuts.
This is going to be what I hope this is going to be West Virginia football going forward. I like that. I like that in the Big 12. I like that we're not trying to beat the rest of the Big 12 teams at their own game. We're not playing Dana Holgerson, Cokehead, Texas Cowboy football.
We're not playing Big 12 football.
We're not playing Big
West Virginia football.
Right. Exactly. And that's what's going to play for us. That's what's going to work out for us.
You know, and especially when fans come back next season, and especially when you see the recruits come in.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 4-star running backs coming in.
That's who he's going for. Exactly. He's going for linemen and running backs.
So when you look at this, and then you look, we're going to have teams come to West Virginia. It already is a tough game coming to West Virginia. When you're going to West Virginia and then having a totally different matchup than what you see every week in the Big 12,
right?
It turns into, a fuck fest of, like, I don't know how to defend against this.
Right.
And this is not what we're accustomed to seeing. And this is what breaks teams down, like, in the long run. So I just, like, it's a game you can also play from early game to late game. That's something that people don't actually, like, talk about that often. You can run the ball the whole game.
Right, and we can. And what we need, though, the missing piece is that passing game. That's what worries me.
It's not like it's not there, though. I know this is crazy, like, because it's Kansas, but we threw to 12 different receivers versus Kansas. 12.
Right.
I mean, Daggy might not be hitting on every single pass, and yeah, he can be, like, have some errant throws, but overall, he can hit the big plays when he can.
I think, but I think what would really be what we really need, what would really be deadly with this offense is that pounding run game and then big play passes. Run heavy and then big play passes. And we're just not hitting big passing plays. I know we had the big one to whoever the fuck the first touchdown. But it's just not there. I forget the statistic on it, but we are in the bottom half of the country when it comes to passes of 10 yards or more. And we really, really need that to pick up. Daggy has a good arm. We've seen the arm, right? He's got good pocket presence. He needs to maybe work on being maybe a little bit more elusive. I feel like he lets the pressure get to him a little bit more than he could. Maybe it's the line. I don't know, but I want to see more big plays downfield that are set up by the run game, because people are just going to start plugging the hole on us because they say we can't go long. Because another one of the problems is receivers dropping passes. We saw a lot of that. Sam James is just straight up not going to get to play anymore because he can't catch the fucking ball. We need a guy. We need a guy. We got too many guys, not enough dudes in the receiving corps. We have a lot of guys. We need some dogs.
Cats in here. Meow, meow. Too many cats.
We need that guy.
Dogs. We're dogs. And I think we have that guy, but he's not coming in the shape or form that, you want him as.
It could be Sam James.
It could be, but he had one reception last game. It's just like
because he can't catch the fucking ball.
Can't catch the fucking ball. Oh,
well.
And he's going to be able to catch the ball this year, and he just can't catch the fucking ball.
He's also not getting open downfield. That's a big problem. So far, I don't know the numbers, but Bryce Ford Wheaton seems like he's like close to being that guy right now. I think he was the first one. He was who caught the first opening touchdown pass. Winston Wright has some burners. I'd like to see him in the short game. I'd like to see Ford Wheaton get downfield a little bit more. But just give me something in the passing game, man. We need it. We need it bad.
We do need it bad. Christian, would you like to hand out an award for this week? Something I've been looking forward to.
Yes.
You need me to introduce it?
Maybe you should introduce it since I.
Okay. It's not like our basketball award. It's not grandiose award. But it's one of our favorite awards to give out. We have the Billy Mays Award. It's the award for the best WVU football player of the week. It's brought to you by the Nice Guys podcast.
The Billy Mays Award. It's the Billy Mays Award for excellence in football.
No, that's basketball.
No, but the basketball has a lot of sponsors, but it's the Billy Mays Award for excellence in football for the week at West Virginia University, brought to you by the Nice Guys podcast.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, yeah. Excellence in football. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I need to change that in my award column. We have our awards in my notes. So. Yeah,
excellence in football.
All right. So the Billy Mays Award this week is going to go to our favorite, Leddie Brown.
Leddie Brown. Of course. Who else could it be? No, really. I mean, God tier. Leddie Booby Miles Sanders Brown.
I mean, it's crazy because this game, I mean, you look at like his past 3 games, we don't have to mention his first one, but you look at the past 3, 26 attempts, 104 yards, 27 attempts, 93 yards, 18 attempts, 195. On the season, going for 81 attempts, 515 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, and 2 receiving touchdowns. It's like if Miles Sanders did play on the football team.
Right, yeah. And importantly, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. That's fantastic.
It's crazy.
Fucking-tastic. I think last year we averaged like 2.3 yards per carry. This year, Leddie Brown's at 6.4. That's exactly what you need from a running back. And the the nice guy's cat of the week is Christmas, Noah's new cat, who now joins us on the broadcast. Christmas, what did you think of the game?
I don't think he wasn't around. He wasn't around by the time, but this is Christmas.
What's that? What's that? You said meow?
Ah,
I agree. Yeah.
he clawed into me. That is the cutest shit ever.
Yeah.
I love that cat. But yeah, Booby Miles, Leddie Brown. Same guy.
Leddie Booby Miles Sanders Brown.
That's a complicated one.
Sabermetrically, they match up. I mentioned this to you earlier. I said that we both agree that he runs like Miles Sanders. Turns out they're the exact same size. They're both 5'11", 211. They got the shimmy out there. Gus Johnson described him as having the shimmy. So I love that in a running back. His 87-yard touchdown run, by the way, Noah, against Kansas, second longest in college football this year. There was a guy from South Carolina who had an 88-yarder, but props to Billy Mays Award winner,
Dude,
Leddie
he
Brown.
should be on Heisman watch. He should actually be on Heisman watch.
I agree, but the one fault is that he plays for WVU, and they would never do that. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, if we went out, he'd have to be.
Yeah.
Or one of the Stills guys.
Akeem Mesidor.
Like, come on, give us something.
Yeah, they'll be up there.
They'll want something. But this week, you know what's cool about this week, Christian?
The John Denver Bowl.
True, but we are favored in Texas away.
Yeah, but this game kind of scares me, Noah.
I don't give a shit, man. I really don't. I really don't see it going any other way. I mean, they lost to every Big 12 team so far.
Yes, I know.
This doesn't scare me at all, especially with our defense. If you look at how much points they put, okay, yeah, they put 56 on Texas, but it's Texas. But you look at Kansas State, who doesn't have that good of a defense, they put 21 on them. And if you look at Iowa State last week, they put 15 on them. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster for Texas Tech.
Yeah, their team is really weird. They almost beat Texas. They scored like 55 points on Texas or something, but then they put up those stinkers. They're giving up 38 points per game. They allow 335 passing yards and 163 rushing yards a game. Terrible defense. Their only win is against Houston Baptist by 2, first game of the season. Houston Baptist being a team that I only knew existed because they're always in the bottom 5 of Ken Palm rankings in basketball. That's the only reason I had ever heard of Houston Baptist. They are not FBS. Bad team. Texas Tech, bad team. But that's not what scares me. What scares me, the team doesn't scare me. The game and the setup to the game is what scares me. We're talking about WVU football here. We're talking the 5th game of the year. It's about that time of year that we go out to Texas Tech and drop a stinker.
I just think this is one of those games. I don't think we're at the stinker yet. I think we could win. I think we could win Texas Tech, beat Kansas State and even beat Texas at this point, and then lose to TCU and Oklahoma, then Iowa State. That's something we would do.
I mean, I think we can. Yeah, but I think all those losses get kicked off here in Lubbock. I'm not confident in it. I don't know.
I think this is whenever we get the overreaction week where everybody's like, we're going to the Super Bowl. And then, we end up, going to the toilet bowl.
Right. Well, I've fallen into that trap. I spent all day looking at WVU shit and just getting so excited over that defense, all the stats. I rewatched the Kansas game. It was so nice to watch. All this stuff. I'm feeling good. Neil Brown, Year 2, we're approaching our win total from last year. What could possibly go wrong? We're going up against a shitty Texas Tech team. What could possibly go wrong?
It's crazy. We're approaching our win total from last year without the fluffer games at the beginning.
Right. Yeah, no, we're off to a great start. I mean, 2 more wins and we're at the total.
Which is crazy.
So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have us. I mean, we're favored too, so Las Vegas must know something.
Favored by 3.
And they have the over under at 55.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one either. Our defense going up against their offense. Is this your signaling under?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, they average like 31 points a game. Our offense kicks off against shitty teams, apparently. So, makes sense. But, yeah, I see this as a low-scoring affair. I see this as a shit show, kind of.
Maybe. It just depends how good their defense is. I think that's the biggest
Not
question.
good.
If their defense decides to not show up and it's left the open field for Leddie, our other running backs too, because they get involved, and our wide receivers. So I think it leaves a whole clusterfuck of different things that could happen. So that's why I have us definitely winning in the Jones AT&T Stadium.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to call it. I don't want to say anything. Every time I go to say something, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll pick. It feels like a trap game. Does this count as a trap game? It feels like a trap game.
Nah, it's not a trap game. It's not a trap game. I don't think there's too many trap games for us whenever we're like this bad / good.
Yeah, but everybody's gassing us right now.
If everybody was gassing us, we'd be a top 25 team. And I think we will be after this week, most likely.
We're gassing us, though. WVU Twitter, WVU people.
We're gassing our defense. We're definitely not gassing our offense, besides Leddie Brown.
Our defense and Leddie Brown are getting gassed, but yeah.
But our defense is kind of it can't flop. It's just like there's too many guys.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully – I mean, if there was ever a fucking defense – like I was talking about earlier with the big plays, if there was ever a defense that Deggy could take advantage of and take the top off of, it's this one. But, man, who fucking knows? I mean, the receivers got to get downfield. That's key to me, to this game, because Leddie Brown's going to ball. Leddie Brown is going to rush for over what they allow per game. Leddie Brown's going to have 163 plus.
Facts.
I'll say it right. So
163 plus. What do they allow?
163 per game.
100%.
Which is pathetic. That's insane. Deggy, give me the under on 335. That's what their defense gives up passing-wise. But still, if he can just have a couple bombs, a couple of them, that's all we need. If we can get 2 deep plays, 2 deep touchdowns, something like that, the run game and the defense will take care of the rest. That's all we need. It's over.
All right. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Eagles update.
It's 10-7 in the second quarter. The offense can't get anything going. The defense is getting it going. Jalen Mills had a sick interception.
Okay.
It looks like Lane Johnson's back on the field too, which is not a good idea. But oh well, you know how that goes.
Okay.
But we can stick to NFL, give our just quick picks.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, if you want to start.
Very quick picks because, I was researching college. But ran some picks through the personal algorithm, which comprises 2 key elements, my head and my heart. Heart winning out, of course, overall. First bet, Titans -1.5. Another team that I think is due for a loss, a trap game. This definitely isn't a trap game because it's two of the best teams in the AFC. I got the Titans beating the Steelers this weekend. At least one, either WVU or the Steelers is going to lose. Things are going way too well for me in football right now. So I didn't want to you didn't want me throwing out college bets, so I just stuck with the NFL bet that I was feeling. I got the Titans.
Well, I think the thing you do have going for you right now is that I have the Steelers. My first pick of the week is going to be Steelers +1 at the Titans.
Okay.
And I think, as an Eagles fan and a serial Steeler fan hater, I don't hate the Steelers, but I hate Steelers fans, and you're in that group.
Okay, wow, that's very personal. I thought you were going the other way with that. All right.
No. I hate Steelers fans, and I hate to see them happy, but
I hate Eagles fans, and I hate to see them happy. Guess what? I hate Eagles fans.
I'm not that big of an Eagle fan, so I don't take offense to that. But the Steelers are a great team, and they're finally getting other wide receivers involved. They have so many guys on offense, and then when you go to defense, they have so many guys on defense. It's kind of one of those things. This is going to be Derrick Henry's toughest matchup so far.
Yep.
The Titans, they played teams the likes of the Bills, maybe. That is the closest defense to the Steelers. They did play the Broncos, and as you can see in that Broncos game, they were only allowed 16 points. They did win. The Steelers is a different animal when it comes to on offense. Steelers have – so basically what I'm saying is Steelers defense about as good as the Broncos are on the rushing side of things and better than them on the passing side of things probably. And then Steelers can score points on a lot of them. So I just think it's going to be lights out, especially if A.J. Brown and Corey Davis miss, which I've heard A.J. Brown's going to miss. I think Corey Davis is back, so I'm taking the Steelers.
When you put it that way, it totally makes sense, but I'm sticking with the Titans.
I think you're just like
Steelers' first true road game of the year. I don't see it happening. Next bet, Chargers -7.5. Didn't look too hard into this one. But I saw a lot of online sort of actual algorithms and metrics playing the Chargers at like a 20, 30-point win, blowing the 7.5 point spread out of the water. I had to take it when I saw that, and it makes sense. Herbert is playing amazing. Jaguars are disappointing. Game's in L.A. Chargers 7.5. Love it or leave it.
Love it. I like Herbert a lot recently, hence the fantasy ad too. Yep. He's going to be a perfect plug-in for Kyler Murray's sub whenever he has his bye. So I like this bet, and I like the Chargers right now. And whenever their running back situation gets fixed, they're going to be a really good team.
Yep.
Eckler being out, I don't know when he's back, but he'll be really good for the team when he comes back. So I like the bet. I like the pick. My number 2 of the week is going to be a team that disappointed us last week, but definitely won't disappoint us this week. I have the Packers at the Titans, or the Packers at the Texans, another T team. Packers.
Sabermetric right there.
Yeah. And they're both the same amount of letters, too, 6 letters. So.
Dude.
And they both have non-bird mascots.
and it goes even further than that because the Titans used to be in Houston. They were the Oilers.
Wow, it's the same team.
Life comes full circle, man.
But the opposite side of this team, it's one's 1-5, one's 5-1.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw this and immediately some of our bet Bible wisdom came into play. It's the Packers, they're the Texans. But I just
Bet
couldn't
on winners.
I just couldn't pull the trigger on it because of what the Packers did to me last week. I had never been so confident in a bet. And those motherfuckers. What the fuck was that shit? You and me texted about this. Literally, what the fuck?
I'm just saying, if you think Aaron Rodgers is going to fall a 16 for 35, 2 interception, no passing touchdown performance up with that again versus one of the worst defenses in the NFL right now, I mean, you are absolutely cracked if you think that's how that's going to work.
But also, Texans getting the interim head coach bump. Romeo Crennel Train has left the station, brother.
Bro, dude, the Texans have not beat any fucking good team this year.
They almost covered against the Titans, almost.
Bro, they haven't beat anybody. They beat the Jaguars. They even lost to the Vikings. They lost Titans, Vikings, Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs. It goes on and on and on, and it's going to keep going on and on and on.
Yeah.
They should have never let Hopkins go, and that's the story of it all, baby.
Deshaun Watson about to end up like Matt Stafford.
Not even, dude. Not even. Matt Stafford had good wide receivers. He just didn't have good teams.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just didn't have good teams. Now he has no good wide receivers. He's got Will Fuller the fifth. But yeah, no. I mean, Packers minus 3.5. That's OP in my opinion.
I like it. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
All right, you go.
I don't know if this one counts. Does this one count, Noah?
What one?
Eagles -5.
It counts. It counts.
Okay.
You texted me before the game.
Well, see, I feel bad because, like, you know, the listeners need to know what to bet, and they can't bet Eagles -5 now because the game's ongoing. But
you might have to give another one. We'll include it, but you might have to give another one. Is there another one you were thinking of?
Cardinals.
Putting you on the spot.
Cardinals +3.5 against the Seahawks.
Fuck.
I feel like you like that one.
No, not this week, but I want to write that one down.
Not against the Seahawks?
No. I think you're baiting me right now.
I think that'll be
a
monster of a game. Yeah. I mean the offenses are going to go. Seattle doesn't have a defense though, and look at what they fucking did against the Cowboys. So Cardinals are on fire. You saw the game. You're a huge Christian Kirk guy. You're a huge, even bigger Kyler Murray guy. How do you not like that spread?
I'm a whole Cardinals offense guy. I love Hopkins. I love Kirk. I love Fitz. I love Kenyon Drake. I love Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I literally love that whole team. And I just think that the Seahawks score too many points to, be able to say, oh. I just need to see some Seahawks performances where they aren't purely dominant on offense before I make a bet like that.
So what you're telling me essentially is that you've blindly bet the Cardinals against anybody for 4 straight weeks, and now that it's a good line, you're not going to take it?
I think now that it's a line where they're playing a good team, I like the Cardinals. Trust me, if I had to pick one, I would pick the Cardinals in this situation. If I had to pick a team, I just don't – if I was betting my own money currently, and which I'm advising people to do that happen to be listening to this, I would not take the Cardinals in this situation.
Okay, so if they cover, write it down and include it. If they don't, this never happened. And the Eagles were my bet.
Exactly. It'll be erased from time.
Right. Yeah. What's yours?
The final pick of the week for me, specifically. Bears at Rams. I'm going to take Bears +6. Again, people are hopping on the Bears are frauds train. I'd like to totally disagree to the point of which I think the Rams are bigger frauds.
Okay.
And Nick Foles has been relatively decent. And we saw, a Bears team last week who beat the Panthers, who's been pretty good on defense. And then we saw them the week before beat the Buccaneers, who's been pretty good on defense. And then, being able to keep it close with the Colts. And then the rest of the season, they just dominated other wins. We're looking at this Bears team who's one of the best defenses in the league. And then we're looking at this Rams defense who, even though they have big names on their team, it seems like it's not falling together with them. Even though they're 4-2, they're still, letting teams score a plethora of points on them.
Bad loss last week. That's a bad loss against.
Bad loss. And then, they beat the football team. They beat the Giants. Good job. They lost to the Bills. They beat the Eagles. So basically, they beat the whole NFC East and nobody else.
Right. And the NFC East, as we know, is
shit. So they lost to the Bills. They lost to the 49ers. The first time they play the Bears this season, they're going to lose this one because they're not playing against the NFC East team. That's just how it goes. The Rams are frauds. The Bears are somewhat fraudulent, but I think they're actually getting it together right now on the offensive end. So,
yeah, good to go. I like it. I like it. But
that was the. It looks a little weird on camera.
So
wrapping
up, we have one more bet, which is going to be the Nice Guys Bet of the Week.
Yep.
The Super Smash.
Super Duper Smash.
If you don't listen to us for any other bet we just said, listen to us on this one. As we taught you last week, this is a 5-unit play. We are taking the Minnesota Golden Gophers over the Michigan Wolverines at +3. They're going to win the game. They are going to win the game. They're going to cover. They're going to smash it. We're taking your bookie. We're throwing him out the window. Get him out of here. It's an all-out assault on Vegas. We hate this line. We hate the Michigan Wolverines. We are ready to go. We're all in once again on the Gophers bandwagon. Let's go, Noah.
The Golden Gophers, baby, we're back.
We're back. PJ Fleck rowing the boat. You know the story. We're back. Okay.
Get in, lad.
If you're only listening right now and you're not watching, I feel bad for you. Hop on YouTube and go check out what just went down on this podcast. I guess that'll be it. Noah, let me get a stream for the Eagles game, and we will peace out and see you again next week. Goodbye. Have fun betting. Bet the Gophers. Super Smash.